All right, welcome to VP Culture. This is the course on creating culture where we explore the various components of what makes a great culture in your organization. This is Lesson 3, Culture Current. So what is a culture? It is the emotional current that pushes people to behave and think in similar ways. So there are emotional forces that are present in every team and are created by every team and every leader within that organization. So in every culture, there's this sense of push or pull. That is, the energy comes from feeling valued or not feeling valued. In fact, if we're unintentional with our culture and what we're doing when we're leading, it generally leads to hiding and self-protection. However, if we are intentional and follow the principles of VP culture, we're tapping into powerful intrinsic forces that are involved in being valued that will lead to a greater sense of community and a greater sense of collective positive actions. So science reveals that there are intrinsic forces involved in optimal culture that we will explore here in this lesson. So what VP culture actually is an optimal culture. It's an intentional blueprint for you to plan your culture around. It'll give you step-by-step skills and knowledge in order to be able to practice this as leaders and create teams and whole organizations that will be creating a positive culture around valuing people, using the energy of valuing people to create a positive culture. Okay, so the first component that we're going to talk about in VP culture is personality science. Now, in this intentional blueprint, personality science is the first intentional step that we're going to take you down in order to create greater sense of connection between people. When people are led towards their personality, it reduces conflict greatly within teams because people feel known and understood. And it also increases their engagement with the leader of their team by over 70%. So personality science is the first step that we take down this pathway towards our optimal culture. And then next, we're going to be focusing our optimal culture of VP culture on emotional science. Now, emotional science is the effective emotional communication between the team and the leader and everyone on the team. When this is done effective, you're going to start to feel more trust. You're going to start to experience higher levels of candor and honesty, which leads to innovation, productivity, and resilience on your team. It's one of the #1 forces of team productivity, according to surveys from Google and from Harvard. So the next practice we're going to talk about in our optimal culture is value science. And value science is the ability to create valuable services, objects on a creational level, and then experiences like trust, harmony, peace, joy, nobility, and wisdom, which are the forces of nature, the forces of relationship that create value. A deep dive into these values that choose us and exist in our world are important to help us understand how to value others. So it's going to be these 3 sections, which are separate courses here, that follow up on this culture course that dive deep into these 3 sections: personality science, emotional science, and value science.